Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.
And it is a beautiful Thursday morning. Good morning. Welcome into the hottest spot in town. This is Sunshine's Corner, and as always, I want to welcome you in. Why? Because this is your information network. I believe that once we talk about things, that gives us a better opportunity to come up with better solutions, because it's not about I, it's about us. And that's the way we do it here. We have those difficult conversations, but yet you can feel very comfortable sharing all of the info right here. And today it's not going to be any different. Why? Because I went out, and it's a doctor in the house, y'all. I mean, Dr. Brunious.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
And thank you for elevating that name. I love it.
I love it. I love it. And look, he is a emergency medical
physician. Yeah.
Physician.
Board certified in emergency medicine. Got my residency and training in New York City. Went to school in Louisiana at LSU. Go Tigers.
Okay.
So, and now I'm in Pensacola.
That's right. And we're going to keep it.
Yeah.
Look, I tell you, thank you so much. And you know, I want to talk about today with men's health. And you know, I hear so often, it is so hard to get, especially our men in the black community, to go see a doctor. We have to stop that. We got to get away with that myth, so we can just how important it is to make sure you are up to par with this temple right here.
Exactly.
And why do you think that, doctor, that it's so hard to get men to see a doctor?
So there's a couple of reasons. First of all, let's talk about the statistics,
Okay.
particularly of black men.
Okay.
Black men are much less likely to go to doctors. They're much less likely to have primary care doctors. They're much less likely to participate in preventative care measures like colonoscopies, like prostate cancer screenings, like diabetes and high cholesterol, hypertension, coronary artery disease, all those things
Everything.
that put us at risk for death. And the crux of it is that black men live on average 6 years less than their white male counterparts. So that's important because
6 years less?
6 years less in the country, 7 years less in the South. All right, so, and in 7 years in Florida as well. So 7 years less. That means that when a woman marries her husband, right? She needs to plan if she's gonna be burying him. Because on average, you are living 7 years less than your wife.
Really?
Yes. So that happened in my family. We buried my daddy. My grandmother buried her husband, my grandfather. So this is very common that women are having to bury their husbands, particularly because black men's life expectancy is so much lower than either their black female counterparts and their white male counterparts.
Wow.
Crazy, huh?
Real crazy. Okay, with the numbers, are we afraid?
Couple of reasons.
Okay.
There's obviously because we have, there are some disparities within the medical community. So black men are afraid to go to the doctor. The craziest thing I hear, right, is, oh, I don't go to the doctor unless I'm really sick or something serious wrong. That sounds crazy. But people say it like if it makes the most sense. Why would you go to the doctor unless something's wrong? Well, doctors, we're not miracle workers.
Exactly.
You know, we are healers.
Exactly.
You know, we have a lot of gifts, skills, talents, and education.
Right.
But we're not wizards. And so, so when you come to the doctor, if you're already on death's door, there's only so many things that we can do with our gifted hands, right?
Right.
So the best thing to do is to prevent it from you getting at death's door, from you getting sick, because prevention is the best medicine. That's what's going to help you, with longevity. That's going to help your wellness and your overall health.
Oh my God, when it comes to eating now, this part over here, I wish y'all could have seen that look I just got. I mean, I want this to be, because I don't want them to just die away. I mean,
Me either.
I love you. Listen, I don't want them to go. I mean, but what can we do to show how important it is not to just wait?
So, couple of things that we can do. Well, there's many things that we can do actually. But the most important thing, because some things going to require you to have financial resources.
Okay.
Some things will require you to have insurance, and some things is dependent on availability. We can talk about those things.
Right.
But the things that you can do tomorrow or even today in order to improve your longevity is your nutrition, okay, your physical activity, as well as sleep. I have a wellness coach, okay?
Did you say sleep?
Sleep.
Like sleep.
Like sleep.
Love it with the perfect calculator.
There, I got a wellness coach to try and help me, be the best version of myself, lose weight, because I had hypertension that runs in my family, right? So I hired a wellness coach. My wellness coach said, based on his analysis of my life, he was like, "You're not sleeping. You are busy, you're always working. You don't understand how important," and I'm a doctor, right? So this is somebody telling a doctor, you don't understand how important sleep is. So for like the first three months, probably, we wasn't doing nothing about nutrition. We really wasn't worried about exercising. He was like, you need to focus on sleep so that you can regenerate yourself, so that you don't develop sleep apnea, so that, because it doesn't matter how much exercise you do, that if you are not resting and allowing your body to rest and recuperate, that's just gonna set you up for failure the next day. So sleep is very, very important. And this is a generational thing, because Gen X's and people older than that, I'm a millennial, but Gen X's are like, oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Yeah, you're gonna be dead, all right. Yep, you're
not gonna wake up either.
Right, exactly, you're gonna wake up dead.
I love that, wake up dead.
So this idea that you're just gonna sleep when you're dead, we need to get rid of that fallacy.
I haven't heard that one.
You haven't heard that? I'm gonna sleep when I'm dead?
Yeah.
Oh, well, in New Orleans, it's common.
Okay.
So people,
now I get the accent. I hear that.
Yeah. In New Orleans, it's common. People say, "Oh, I sleep when I'm dead." When you try and encourage people to rest. So so rest is very important. Just making sure that people that you get your full 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
That was my next question.
7 to 8 hours of sleep is very important. So stop scrolling on TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff that we all do when we in bed. Put the screen away. Set your bedtime, bring the lights down. If you need to have music, I use peppermint oil. It's a very good way of like just calming down the senses. Peppermint oil, peppermint tea.
Really?
Hot bath. You gotta treat yourself nice, because we all deserving of that,
exactly.
Right? So sleep, very, very important. I can't emphasize that enough, because you could exercise as much as possible, but if you are not resting and allowing your body to recuperate, it won't do no good.
So you said, okay, if I want to lose 15 pounds, I need to sleep.
You need to start with sleep.
Okay.
If sleeping is your problem.
I have a problem sleeping. I take something every night.
Good.
Okay, so that's not bad.
Not bad at all, if that's what you need to do.
Okay.
But I have a whole sleep regimen too.
Really?
When I struggle with sleep. Now I'm kind of good, but when I struggle with sleep, I have a whole regimen of sort of either supplements or medications that I take. Nothing prescribed, it's all over the counter.
Exactly.
But it sort of helps just basically calm my brain down.
I love it.
Mix it with some tea. A little spoonful here, spoonful there,
and
mix it up.
And lie down and get your 8 hours.
Right.
7 to 8 hours.
And out.
You are out. I mean, and I want that, we're making this, I want our people to listen to this. I'm talking to my male viewers. Take care of the only temper you're gonna have. We only get one. I don't want you to wake up dead. See, I'm not going to use that because I like that. Well, I want you to do that, and because I think sometimes, Doctor, we have so many things going on, and they try to be Superman and to do all of these things, and you feel, if I have a headache, I'll just take this aspirin, I'll be okay tomorrow. If something is hurting here, I'll be okay tomorrow. But that can linger on and cause a bigger problem. And if you go ahead and do what's necessary to get that taken care of now,
right,
then you can prevent some of those things, live longer, be there with your family those 7 years, what you're giving up.
but not only live longer, because we want more time, obviously, with our family,
course.
but we want productive time.
Exactly.
We don't want to be living longer with 2 missing toes because we had diabetes and, you know, heart disease.
Right.
And, you know, we can't even walk a block because we get short of breath. We want a productive life too.
Exactly.
We want to be the best versions of ourselves. We want to be able to show up because, particularly as black men, you know, when you're providers for your family, there is evidence that suggests that when you are healthy, when you are fit, you collect more bag.
Exactly.
Yeah, your bank account reflects that.
Exactly.
And so, so the way that we can be good providers and good examples for our family is to be in the best versions of ourselves, and that's with our health, wellness, and overall well-being.
Understand. Let me ask this question. Why is it that I see it with men and women, it's always here in the middle?
So that's centralized obesity. That depends though, because it depends on where your body stores fat. Sometimes women can store fat in the hips and in the thighs and in the junk in the trunk.
Got the junk.
And sometimes the junk is good depending on.
I don't like the junk.
Okay, well,
I mean-
some people love it.
I just
And
don't
if
want
you
the
love
junk.
it, I love it. If you like
Exactly.
it, I love it. But yeah, and some people carry weight in their midsection. A lot of men carry weight in
That's
the
why
midsection.
I didn't want to say that and feel like I was just, I am going to say it. I want you to get healthy. I want you to know what you need to do to take care of this only temple. I see men, it feels like if I touch it, it's hard. Oh,
Okay.
wait, no. This, you know it. I love him to death. I love him to life. No, but you know, it feels,
Doughy.
yeah.
Okay. So central obesity it's much worse than when you store fat in other parts of your body, because if it's in the central area, it's also around your organs. Okay, so
Okay.
around your vital organs.
Right.
So you want to make sure that I actually used to have what they call a fatty liver. And so that fatty liver was causing a lot of inflammation of my liver and a lot of fat storage in my liver. I was like, oh no, I'm too young to be having a fatty liver, right?
Exactly.
So that was another reason why I was like, I got to lose weight. I've got to get on a wellness journey so I can get this fat out of my vital organs. Because once your organs start storing the fat, if you see it around here, that means your organs are also storing that fat, which is putting stress and undue burden on your kidneys, which puts you, you know, that's how people end up on dialysis, or at least one of the reasons how people end up on dialysis. That's how you end up with heart disease and strokes and those types of things.
Really? Because I've often wondered, and I see them, and they'll have little legs.
And which one?
They have little legs. I mean, but no, but then this is thick. And I said, there's got to be something why it's there. And I'm saying this, guys, and I'm not being anything but helpful, because I think if you remove that, and I've learned something today, then therefore your organs are also storing fat. And it's right in the middle, and they can't even bend over.
Right.
You know?
Can't tie your shoe.
Right.
Or short of breath when
Right.
when you lean over to tie your shoe. Can't walk more than a block without getting short of breath. And if you have a physically laborious job,
Right.
you know, then that's going to limit your earning potential. That's going to limit what you're able to do, how successful you are in that. So there's a lot of ramifications, particularly in our community, if you are not in the best version of
Most
yourself.
certainly. You are a emergency physician. Now, when you get these carers that come in, they are sick, they rush to the emergency room. And then when you tell them what the problems are, is it received? Is it receptive? Or they go out, okay, I'll give me aspirin, I'll be back when I get another attack?
Believe it or not, my interactions with patients in the emergency room, it is received, because I delivered a message.
I got you.
Right? So because of the lack of healthcare infrastructure, especially in this area and in other areas as
Please
well,
tell it.
people are relying on the emergency room really as their primary care doctors. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, my training is in emergency. So
Right.
if you come in, you know, gunshot wound, heart attack, stroke, those types of serious things that need emergent care within minutes
That's you.
or seconds, that's me. But that's what my training is.
Right.
But what many of us in the ER field have had to do is we've had to broaden our perspective, because we're really seeing people who are using the emergency room as their primary care doctor, either because of lack of insurance or because they can't get a timely appointment because there's just not enough doctors in the area, or they called their doctor and they said next appointment 3 months, those types of things. So we're having to do a little bit of primary care in the emergency room setting as well, which has forced me, to up my game.
Exactly.
So I'm having those conversations about what's important. Your sugar's out of control. Some people don't even know that they have high blood pressure, even though they own 3 blood pressure pills. They'll tell me they have no medical problems. And I say, well, I see this, this, and this, and these are 3 blood pressure. Oh, that's what that's for? Yeah, that's what that's for. So let's have that conversation. Very common. Very common.
They don't even realize what they're taking the medication for. We're going to go to a break, but when we come back, I want to talk about the fact that I hear so many, even younger people, diabetes, diabetes 1 and 2. Is that not preventable? We're going to talk about that when we come back, right here with Dr. Brunious on Sunshine's Corner.
Good day, Pensacola. Welcome to a new segment on health and wellness sponsored by Baptist Healthcare in partnership with Sunshine's Corner. Every first Wednesday of the month during Sunshine's telecast, we're going to be bringing you information about health and wellness and ways to make sure we're improving the quality of your health care here in Pensacola. After all, we want to ensure that you're going to the right place at the right time and for the right reason, and that you don't feel alone. Can't wait to see you.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long. We're strengthening poles to better withstand severe weather. We're clearing lines to improve resiliency, and we're constantly training teams to act at a moment's notice. Because we're always working, always preparing. So when storms do hit, you can count on us. FPL, working for you every single day.
Sonia Bay's Botanicals is a local wellness boutique that specializes in infused fruit juices, medicinal herbal tea remedies, clean hair and body care, and herbal infused sea moss gels, which can be purchased 1 for $25 or 2 for $40. This sea moss contains 92 of the body's 102 essential minerals used to increase energy, relieve pain and inflammation, and improve blood pressure and more. From parasite cleanse to detox and weight loss to blood sugar control, Sonia Bay's Botanicals has a natural solution for you.
I'm Emily Echeverria, Marketing Communications Director for Council on Aging of West Florida and the host of Coming of Age. Watch our show to find out what we're doing for our seniors and their families, and hear from area experts and local business owners about their programs and services. Want to help? Find out how you can work with us to bring a better future to our seniors. Watch Coming of Age, 3:30 p.m. Wednesdays, only on Blab TV.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. We're having a conversation today with Dr. Brunious. I love your name now that I can pronounce it right.
Thank you.
And we're talking about things that affect our lives, men's health. We were talking about the fact of the blood pressure, the pills that they take. Is that not preventable? I mean, for sugar. I hear someone, well, I found out I have diabetes and I got a chicken leg in my hand that's fried.
Right. Common, very, very common.
Okay.
And it is preventable. Sometimes if diabetes runs in your family, it certainly puts you at increased risk.
Okay.
But if we don't even talk about our health, we don't even know what runs in our family. You'd be very surprised how many people, when I ask them, has anyone in the family been diagnosed with this or died of complications from this? And people just don't know because they don't talk about it. I mean, I would even offer that, and like, my mom doesn't just come to me and tell me everything she's taken. I would have to ask her.
Right.
My grandmother as well, I would have to ask her.
Right.
But it's not information that's freely shared without the questions being asked.
Okay.
So it's not that, I blame people for not knowing. It's just not conversations that families have on a regular basis.
Right.
So it can put you at increased risk if you have family history. Obviously, if you are overweight, that puts you at increased risk for diabetes and complications of diabetes. And then that also puts you at increased risk for heart disease.
That's what I'm saying, all these ramifications. So look, I know I want to know people. I want you to call and talk to the doctor. If you've got a question, there's something you don't understand, wife, if you're at home and the hubby's not, if you've got a question that you want to talk and ask, this is the time to do it. I always tell people, they'll run into me, oh, I wanted to call Sonshine, I needed to know, but I was afraid. I'm not going to tell who they are on the phone. I mean, but the fact of it is, I think these are things that if we put all of this knowledge that we are receiving, use it for the betterment of you.
I mean, absolutely. There's no reason at this point in time for us to not be a reflection of what we see in the mirror is how we should live our lives, really, essentially.
Say that again.
So what you see in the mirror should be a reflection of how you live your life. So if when you look in the mirror, you see somebody who is intelligent, out to conquer the world, then that's the way you should live your life. And from a health perspective as well.
Exactly.
Because as you've repeated several times, your body's your temple. Trust me, because I work in the ER, I understand that people's lives can shift in an instant. You can go to work, one day fully able-bodied, get in a car accident, and next thing you know, you're paralyzed from the waist down.
Exactly.
So, so it's very, very important for you to be an accurate reflection of what you want to see when you look in a mirror, particularly not only for yourself, but for your family.
Exactly. And I think that you can start a trend right there in your family.
Yeah.
Because if you make that step, then what are you doing? I think I have a big family. I mean, but it's this competition thing, Right. And I am very competitive. But I say that jokingly, but I mean that honestly because I think that works. But the fact of it is, we need to take care of our bodies. I look at things today. I look at people. I talk to people. I see a lot of people. But the fact of it is, love yourself enough to take care of you. Love you enough that you're not going to allow anything to cause this temple to tear down before it's time.
Right. There's a reason why when you're on an airplane, if you've traveled in an airplane, they always say, before you help anybody else, in the case of an emergency, put your own mask on first.
Exactly.
There's a reason why they say that, because you are of no use to anybody if you can't breathe yourself.
You can't help anybody else.
So that same metaphor applies to our lives. If we are not taking care of ourselves, ensuring that we get that rest when we come home, we can have time with the kids, but at a certain point in time, Daddy got to wind down too, because Daddy's got to be the best representation of himself so that he can be the best father for you, or the best wife.
Oh,
or
God.
Is
he not telling the truth? Yes,
it's so true. It's so true.
And listen at this. Okay, you said something. When I see, I notice sometimes I'll see people. What makes those things come under their eyes?
Which things?
Bags. Look at you.
So lack of sleep. Sometimes it's hereditary. Sometimes if your family, if the swelling underneath the eyelids, sometimes that can run in families. Sometimes that can be genetic. Sometimes that can be just, some people just wake up that way. But swelling in the eyes can be from lack of sleep. You got to be able to sleep.
Do you understand how important it is to sleep? I'm going to go to bed at 6 o'clock tonight. Just kidding.
But you need to find out, when is your wind down time?
Oh, let's talk about that.
You have to have wind down. You can't just flip off a light and then just go get in the bed. You have to have a sleep etiquette.
What do you think about with the TV on?
If that helps you go to sleep, as long as it facilitates you going to sleep. Some people do need the white noise in order to go to sleep. Some people fall asleep with the TV on. If it helps you sleep.
Now, what kind of noise did you call that?
White noise.
Really?
What would you want me to call it?
No. I can talk to him all day.
White noise is when you have stuff in the background playing. Some people like to have rain. Some people like to have static. Some people like to have birds whistling. I don't need any of that.
Me neither.
But some people like to have the TV on in the background because it's just that noise in the background that helps you sleep. As long as it helps you sleep.
Right.
If you're up watching it, then it's not doing any good.
Unbelievable. Everything that I had jotted on this paper, I don't have to look at this anymore because we're covering it.
Oh, okay.
Look, life, houses, diet, sleep, and exercise. All of this we're talking about because I think it's so important that I don't want you to go home, do all this work today, go home, sit on the couch, get you a big old piece of cornbread with some greens, and then go to bed. No. Get at least 30 minutes of other movement.
Right.
To take care of this.
Yes.
And I mean,
it is imperative
That's
that
right.
we move. And it is so important. I can't emphasize how important it is to get 30 minutes, even if it's just walking up and down the block. 30 minutes. Now, depending on our size, our mobility, and our ability to get around, you may not be able to do that. I run a 5K every day, but I didn't start at a 5K every day. I started walking, and then I started jogging, and now I'm running. But that's 2 years to the point that I'm running, 5Ks
every day?
Every day. As soon as we done this, I'm gonna hit the road. So yeah, it's got to be part of my schedule. Now it's to the point that if I don't do it, then I feel like my day is not accomplished.
Really?
But that takes time. That's not. I don't want anybody watching here to think that you have to start running 5Ks tomorrow. No, just 30 minutes of activity, walking up and down the block, is sufficient enough in the beginning, and then you can work your way up. Nutrition, believe it or not, was the hardest thing. Sleep took me the longest to get together, but was not the hardest. Sleep was not the hardest thing to get right. It was the thing that took me the longest to get right.
I understand the difference.
Nutrition was the one that was the hardest, because I love to eat. I eat for pleasure. I eat for pain. I eat for if I'm sad, if I'm happy, if I'm joyous. Any occasion I need an excuse to eat, I'm going to eat something, right? So that was the hardest thing, is trying to really stop emotionally eating, and making good choices. And I still struggle with that today. I struggle with that this morning.
Really? Well, we got a call. Somebody want to ask you something.
Okay.
Well, let's see who this is. Good morning.
Good morning, Sonshine.
Good morning.
First I want to say hello to the doc.
How's it going?
Good morning.
Good morning.
The normal glucose levels for human beings should be somewhere between 80 and 120. I was sent to West Florida Hospital a few years ago, and my level was over 1,100. And I was told by the doctor that I was going to suffer some consequences from that, and I went blind.
Oh.
And once I got my sight back, the Center for Sight on Davis Highway said I could see better now than I could before I went blind, so I thank God for that. But later I went back, Doc. One of the main things that keeps black men from getting the checkup is that finger sweep. They don't like that finger up their butt, but you got to get past that. And I went back and I got my finger sweep, and they told me that I had a slightly enlarged prostate. My question is, they sell this product called Prostate Advance at Walmart and different places. Is it effective? Because it's advertised on television, and I just want to know. But before I go, a personal friend of mine is recuperating right now. He's convalescing from a removal of one of his livers because they found a cancerous tumor. And my advice to any men, and especially those that are complacent about their health and just don't want to go because they are personal and don't want to get a finger sweep, it's worth it going to get yourself diagnosed so you can get the preventive maintenance that you need to continue to live in a productive life. Wow. And with that, I'm going to go because I want to hear what other people say. Supernatural blessings on your hands, your healing hands, Doc, and supernatural blessings on what you're doing, Sonshine, to inform the community of what they need to have a better life here in Pensacola.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, love.
Well, that was a very important contribution, because I will tell you, and I won't, obviously discuss the personal stories of individuals, but there are cases where men are showing up in the emergency room with metastatic prostate cancer, which is something that is completely preventable with the right screening tools. And so when the caller was mentioning about being afraid of the finger sweep, which I'm not sure how much we can divulge on here, but he's referring to a particular physical exam to check the prostate, and you're usually going through your backside.
Right.
Okay. People have a lot of apprehension about that.
Really?
Okay. Yes.
No.
They don't want you going up there.
Right.
There are some other ways, and if you are very apprehensive about having what they call a digital rectal exam, there are some other prostate screening tools like blood tests.
That you can do without the finger swipe?
You can do those without having the finger swipe. You can. I didn't know that's what it was called, but I'm gonna start calling it that now. You can. Sometimes you can do a CT scan or an MRI of the prostate that can look for masses. But the initial screening tool is to actually try and feel the prostate to see if there's any irregularities, because it is such a preventable disease. And as you know, former President Biden just got diagnosed recently with prostate cancer. So, and that's the President of the United States who has the state-of-the-art.
Thank you.
Well, one would think. Access to medical care.
Absolutely.
So if you are apprehensive about getting your prostate screening tools, number one, talk to somebody about it, because many people are apprehensive about it. Even me, and I'm a doctor. You know, you don't want no stranger going up there. So. So, I mean, I
can talk to you forever.
So, I mean, I don't know if it's similar, particularly with GYN care in women, where you know, in a vulnerable position and strangers are going up there. But it's something that you sort of have to be done.
Right.
So it's not that we want to convince people to make something that is naturally uncomfortable comfortable.
I got you.
That's not the goal. The goal is it's an uncomfortable thing that is necessary in order to prevent you from having to have a whole butt, because you think you don't want somebody up there. Nah.
You will have it more.
Wait till if you get diagnosed with prostate cancer, they're going to be all kind of things up there. Tools, gadgets, and all kind of stuff to try and figure out how to best prolong and save your life.
Absolutely. We got another call.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm waiting to ask a question for the live feed.
Oh, yes, ma'am. You're on the air right now. If you would, turn your TV down, because I can hear me in the background. Turn your TV down.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Can you turn your TV down just a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the doctor's listening. Go ahead with your question, ma'am.
Oh, okay. My name is Anicia, and I have a son who is 13 years old, and I am just trying to figure out what ways can I encourage him to focus more on his health, his well-being, so that when he gets older, he doesn't have these, the mind frame of not wanting to be seen or not wanting to take his health to be a priority.
Okay. Doctor?
Right, so I think this is a very good question, because this gets to the idea of prevention. If we can start early, so this is a mother who's got a 13-year-old, so I mean, that's music to my ears, because we're starting early. We're not waiting till this is a full-grown adult man who now you've got to try and, you know, educate and try and backtrack. Right. So now we've got a parent who has a teenager, so an adolescent. So making sure that that adolescent completely understands that they are in control of their own body, okay? Making sure that that adolescent understands why it's important that they remain healthy, that they stay healthy, continue to eat well, and really just, you know, confidence boost, because adolescence is a very, it's a tumultuous time where you're having, you know, issues with confidence, you're having body changes, things are happening, you really don't understand why, depending on the level of conversation you have with your parents. You may not even understand the changes that are occurring in your body. Hormones are surging. So just keeping that conversation and that dialogue open, I already think that, you know, you're doing an amazing job just by having that conversation, because there's a lot of parents who are not having those conversations. And children are going through it, you know, sort of on their own. So, I mean,
keep doing what you're doing.
You're in the 90th percentile in terms of parenting if you're already having those conversations.
Did that answer?
Thank you, yeah. And I'm just, you know, want to make sure it's very comfortable for him, being as though I'm his mother. You know, just having those conversations. So.
Absolutely. You're on the right track. Keep it going, girl.
Well, I thank you so much, and thank y'all for having this platform. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go take a break. Because look, if you've got questions you want to talk to the doctor's in the house right here today on Sunshine's Corner.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car, because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if auto owners make sense for you.
Keep going. More. No, stop!
Are you looking for local and regional sports highlights and insights?
Join us for the Saturday Morning Sports Blitz every Saturday morning at 9 Central for a wrap-up of high school games and upcoming college matchups.
Plus interviews this fall with high school coaches and college insiders.
Join us right here live every Saturday at 9 a.m. on Blab TV for the Saturday Morning Sports Blitz.
We'll see you then.
So you've got to come join us November 12th and 13th at the Pensacola Little Theater for this year's EntreCon. And our theme is Embracing Collective Growth. It's a great opportunity for everybody to come together, whether you're a business leader, a business owner, or new to the working world, there's something for everyone. And we've got some great speakers coming from all over. You'll walk away with some great lessons learned and some great connections that you've made with others. So please come join us in November, the 12th and 13th, Pensacola Little Theater for EntreCon.
The Emerald Coast Utilities Authority's state-of-the-art materials recycling facility processes recyclables for communities throughout the region, lowering need for more landfills. This highly efficient recycling service accepts glass, paper, cardboard, plastics, aluminum, and more. But we need your help. Please make sure your recyclables are clean of garbage, food, and liquids. Also, please remember that plastic shopping bags, foam products, or yard waste are not recyclable. To learn more, go to livegreenecua.com.
Welcome back to this conversation today. I tell you, Dr. Brunious is really covering everything that needs to be covered. And I think these are conversations, ladies and gentlemen, that we should not be afraid to have. Knowledge is power. Mm-hmm. And once you receive that knowledge, you'll know what to do with certain things when it happens. As we mature in this walk of life, there are a lot of changes that happen to this body. Mm-hmm. But if you know the preventive measures so that you won't have to get sick and say, oh God, why is that? Right. And apply them. Don't just hear them, but apply what you're finding out. I think that's what we should talk about more. We were talking about the fact when we were growing up, our parents did not tell us the real deal.
Right.
Your mama gave you a book.
Yeah, we were talking about in the break about how my mom gave me a book, right, which I read cover to cover. Right. But we really, from my experience, from what I can recall, that we really never had conversations about birds and the bees, about physical changes in your body, what to expect, how hormones, are going to impact, the way you engage with people, your attitude. So we never really had those conversations one-on-one. But she certainly provided me with, books, and that was her way of sharing that information. But that's not everybody's testimony, and that's not everybody's journey. Exactly. Some people do require the conversation. Some people can't just look at a book and absorb it and say, okay, I understand everything now. Now I got it.
Dr. Brunious, you are something. I love you. This is why your patients are so connected to you. Why?
Well, thank you.
Because of the fact of how I feel a connection, and this is our first time seeing each other face to face. We've texted, but I can talk to you. Yeah. I could tell you things. That's why you're so successful in your practice. We had another call. Okay. Oh, you're answering these questions today. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Sonshine. This is Valerie. How are you doing?
Wonderful, Valerie.
I would like to ask the doctor a question, if that's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My question is that since the COVID and the vaccines that have all been people been taking, have that caused more illness and diseases that we're seeing so rapidly going on in this earth today from those shots?
So your question is people getting the COVID shot causing more illnesses in terms of what? Hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol? Is that what you're referring to?
Well, you can say heart attacks, strokes, just many things that have gone on, even with the men with prostate, kidney cancer. We're just seeing it so rapidly going on in this earth. And I just want to know that some being pushed to take those vaccines, has it eventually brought more illness in men, women, children? I just like to know what your opinion is.
So interesting question. So this is called, remember COVID was called novel coronavirus. Novel means new. So that's basically another word for new. It's a synonym for the word new. So we're still in the studying phase of this. We don't really actually have all the knowledge and tools in order to be able to answer that question definitively.
Right.
What I can say is that based on the knowledge we have now, the COVID vaccine has not been demonstrated to increase the risks of particular types of cancers, but that still has to be studied, and there needs to be more study and more research that is done in order to determine what are the risks of having, of catching COVID, what are the risks of having exposure to a vaccine. At this time, though, I can't answer definitively because the evidence is just not there.
Right.
But sometimes people who get the COVID, who have gotten COVID, you lose your taste or you lose your smell. That has been a common complaint for people, especially with the different strains. We still don't know what it is like for people to operate in the world losing 2 of their 5 senses. You can see, you can hear,
but you
taste,
can't
smell. So what are the long-term effects of you losing 2 of the senses that essentially make you human? And so we still have to do research on that from people who got the COVID virus.
Let me ask and add on to what she's asking. Do you recommend that we get that COVID shot?
Oh, I absolutely recommend it. I'm getting mine tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll take, Valerie, I'm going to add a little bit more to your question. With the strain that we see where measles are coming back in full force, what do you think about that with the vaccine? Because, I had not heard that in years about the measles.
So, we're seeing a resurgence in measles in certain parts of the country that have diminished vaccination rates. Okay.
Oh, okay. So they need the vaccine.
Right. So actually, MMR, which is the measles, mumps, and rubella, is actually one of the most effective vaccines. Now, there's no vaccine that is 100%, and vaccines don't even market themselves to be 100%. Probably our most effective vaccine is the MMR vaccine, which is around 92%. So that means that 8% of people who get the vaccine still end up getting either measles, mumps, or rubella.
I understand that.
So, but 92%, I'll take that over, over 8 anytime.
Exactly.
So we're seeing resurgence of measles in hot pockets where there are low vaccine rates amongst the pediatric population.
Okay. Did that answer your question, Valerie?
Can I? Well, kind of. And I have 2 more, but the one is about the when they say chicken pox, those one of those shots we had to get as a child.
Absolutely.
And then now they say if you had the chicken pox, then you already have this disease in you.
It's dormant in you. That's what causes shingles.
And so I'm just saying that to get shingles, if the shot you put in your body, is it put it dormant for now shingles to come?
So if you're getting your shingles vaccine, and that's usually age dependent as well as risk factor dependent, so you obviously want to discuss that with your primary care doctor to see if you're a proper candidate for the shingles vaccine. But it reduces your risk of being able to get of contracting shingles at a later date in life. But like I said, vaccines don't even market themselves to be 100%.
Right.
It's something that shingles is probably in the 70 to 80% range, which means that if you get the shingle shot, there's a 20% chance that shingle shot may not be effective for you based on your body chemistry and based on how that vaccine interacts with your body. There still is a 20%, but some people say, you know what, I'd rather 80% than 20%. And if you are a person who's like, I'll take my chances, and if I get it, there's treatments for shingles. So some people say, if I get it, I'll go to my doctor and get the treatments for it. But it's completely up to you.
Right.
We like to tailor, a good doctor should tailor your treatment plan to what works for you.
Absolutely.
Shouldn't be dictating to you, what you need to be doing and what you couldn't be doing. Our job is to inform you about what it is you should be doing, what does the evidence suggest would be the best option for you. But if you say, Doc, that's not going to work for me, then I have to say, okay, well, if that's not going to work for you, here are some alternatives. And then you may say, well, that ain't going to work for me either. And I say, well, if you don't want to do nothing, let's work with nothing and build on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you had another question, Valerie?
My last question is that when most of the people were getting in the hospital for COVID, they used a medicine called remdesivir, and that was flooding people's organs and stuff, and they were dying in the hospital. So I'm just asking, do they still want to use that medicine called remdesivir to help cure people from COVID?
Remdesivir is actually still being used, but not as common right now because many people are not being hospitalized with COVID. The current strain is we're not seeing that to be a strain that is getting in high concentrations in the lungs and causing people to end up in the hospital because they can't breathe.
Okay.
So it's not something that is commonly being prescribed at this time because we're just not seeing a lot of it. Knock on wood. We're not seeing a lot. We're seeing incidences of COVID, particularly in this area in Northwest Florida, but it's not to the extent that people have to be hospitalized in order to be treated for it.
Okay. Did that get it, Valerie?
Most of the people. Yeah, but most of the people died from that medication from being in the hospital. And that's, I mean, it just puts you, when you ask about men going into the hospital, they don't go. You know, there's so many reasons that you just don't, you've been put in a system that you don't know who to trust anymore, you know. So that's where I am. I'm just saying, how do you trust what's been said and what they do, and then people die?
I understand.
That is very, very important. There is a lack of trust and a well-earned lack of trust. You know, I'm board certified in ER, but my scholarship is actually in the disparities in healthcare amongst, you know, Blacks, Latinos, Indigenous people, and how those things manifest in the healthcare system.
Okay.
We've had the healthcare system mutilate people for study. I mean, the Tuskegee study is the thing that's the most popular, but that's just the thing that a lot of people know about. There were tons of things that were done, particularly to Black people in the healthcare system in order to study how things, we don't even want to talk about what OBGYN and what a lot of the cesarean section techniques that we use currently were practiced on enslaved women without anesthesia.
Oh my God!
So, you know, there's a lot of reasons to have mistrust, but the idea is don't let the mistrust get you messed up.
I got you. I got you. Valerie, thank you.
Well, thank you for taking my questions. Like I said, it's just been a place where I'm just trying to. I more seek God now for answers because I just don't understand what's really going on in this earth. I mean, it's just so much.
I agree.
Deceivement.
Thank you so much, love.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got to run the break. We're going to come back. If you got a question you want to talk to the doctor, it's all about getting the answers today, right here on Sunshine's Corner.
My name's Kelly McLeod. I'm the owner of Bella Magazine. Bella is a source of uplifting and inspiring content for the women of Pensacola.
I think the magazine is just so thoughtfully done. There's a lot of attention to detail. The stories are really good.
You've got seriousness, you've got fun, education, fashion. It just encompasses everything.
Women are multidimensional, and so is Bella.
From the efficiency of American natural gas and the dependability of nuclear power, to the strength of Florida's sunshine and the flexibility of advanced battery storage systems, we leverage a diverse mix of energy sources to power our growing state, ensuring reliable, low-cost power for your home or business whenever you need it. FPL, working for you every single day.
Adventure, fun, and connections is all right here in your backyard with Pensacola Parks and Recreation. Bike the trails and feel the rush. Come to our senior programs for ages 50 and older. Learn new skills and make new friends. Tee up at Osceola Golf Course and paddle into nature with Bayview Outdoor Pursuits. Pensacola Parks and Recreation. Discover more, play more, live more.
Well, I think it's all about local. and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quince Dieter, and I am Blab TV.
And welcome back to this Thursday edition. I can't believe, when I looked up again, I looked at your watch, it is 9:49. We've already talked an hour.
Oh my God, time
Can you
flies.
believe it? It flies when you're having fun and getting knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not allow this information that you received today right here on Sunshine's Corner. Don't just hear this now, turn the TV off when we're gone, and don't remember anything. Use some of this knowledge that we're getting and apply it. We got another phone call.
Okay.
Doctor. Let's go. Good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing this morning?
We are wonderful.
Good.
All right. I got a couple questions. Doctor, for the last 6 months, I kind of like lost my appetite. I get 3 or 4 spoons of food and I get full. I've been kind of like a little weak kind of. So what's over the counter that you can take to help your appetite? I know I'm supposed to go through some, supposed to check my upper G and Clorox and all that in a couple of months, but what's over the counter that you recommend to help with your appetite?
So, number one, if you are getting full early, you definitely need to see your doctor. There are some things that can cause that can be very serious. Sometimes it can be just something as simple as, acid reflux. That can be causing some stomach irritation, particularly when you eat. But if you are getting full early, it can be something as serious, and I'm not trying to scare you or anything like that, but sometimes it can be related to stomach cancers, because if you have something in your stomach already that's growing, when you put food in it, you get full faster or you don't have an appetite.
Right.
So it's definitely something that you would want to get checked. And in order to do that, they would do an endoscopy where they go in and look with the camera in order to get that checked out. That is very, very rare to have that, but especially if you're having those symptoms, you certainly want to get checked out by your doctor.
Absolutely.
Things that are over the counter to stimulate appetite, there aren't really things that can stimulate you to want to eat, but there are some vitamin supplements that you can take to make sure that you're getting the nutrition that your body requires, especially if you're not getting it through eating. And so a men's multivitamin is something you should be taking anyway, whether you have an appetite or not. You should be definitely taking a men's multivitamin, and that doesn't have to be a name brand or anything like that. It can be a generic multivitamin. You should also, I would recommend you taking magnesium. Okay, and then I would also recommend, if you have the ability to, and if you have the finances, a probiotic.
Yes.
Okay.
Eddie, go get these vitamins today. I know who this is.
Oh, you know Eddie.
Yeah, I know Eddie.
Go get them, Mr. Eddie.
When I put all them tests done on February the 5th, for the LPG and the gold and the CT scan B on my stomach, they're supposed to be doing that. I'm just curious about.
Well, do something like he said right now, Eddie. Go ahead and get you some. Do you take your vitamins every day? Do you take a multivitamin? No. Do you take? Look, do you take a probiotic? No. Do you take a vitamin D, 5,000 milligrams? No. I want you to get those and take them every day. I'll shoot that to you in a text. I know who this is. You can go get that, and you'll be amazed at what a vitamin will make you feel like once you get it in your system.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sonshine. I really appreciate that.
But truly, kudos to you really for actually having, number one, having the courage to call onto a show and talk about your business.
Exactly.
That is not something that is very, very common. Most people are very secretive with their medical issues.
Exactly.
And kudos, at least you have the setup.
That's right.
To go and get the care that you need. Not everybody is fortunate enough to have that.
Exactly.
So it's certainly something that you want to make sure that you get followed up. Don't miss your appointment, Mr. Eddie.
Now you watching TV trying to hear it. I hear it on the phone. Okay. Thank you, Eddie. We're gonna make sure you keep your appointment, okay?
Thank both of you, doctor. Y'all been so great.
Bye, Eddie. No, he is a man that's been around here a long time, and everybody knows him, and he has his personality. So do what you said you're going to do. You got your appointment in February, but make sure you go get yourself some vitamins, Eddie. I tell you, I take 9 different vitamins every day. 9, but I'm not on any kind of medication. Beep, beep. Now, and I say that, and what we've learned today, ladies, you can apply this to you as well. Learn that you need your sleep. Learn how to, with portion control when you're eating. Don't overeat, and don't always go to the fried foods all the time. I mean, try your grilled chicken breast, what I love. I mean, these type things all work together. And I'm not a doctor.
Not only does it work together, but it saves your life.
Exactly.
Okay? So what I say, and I've shared with the audience that, you know, nutrition has been the thing that has been sort of the crux of my wellness journey. And so, but making sure that protein is the largest thing on your plate.
That's
and
right.
not mashed potatoes.
That's right.
And corn is not a vegetable.
No, it's not.
And so love cream corn. It's very, very good, but it is not a vegetable.
That's right.
So making sure that the largest portion is the protein. Okay, so whether that's grilled chicken, grilled turkey, salmon, fish, or anything like that, making sure that that's the largest portion. And then next thing you go to your vegetable and the carbohydrate, which is the potato, or even if it's a sweet potato, it's still a carbohydrate, that those things are the smallest thing. Even if you just start there.
Right.
Okay, that your leaps and bounds above other
And let me
people.
say this before we leave. Learn to read labels.
Yep.
Learn to read labels. You will be amazed, because I had to learn that factor right there. And everything I do now, the first thing I do, I flip it over. But look, our time is up. I want to say to you, Dr. Brunious, thank you so much.
It was a pleasure.
I will be calling on you. I've got your number.
Yes.
You're going to say, don't call me anymore, Sunshine. I said, no, we got things to do together, okay?
And we
Lots
need
of
to
things.
continue this conversation.
Exactly. Thank you so much for coming in for me
It's been
today.
a pleasure.
We will have you back.
I'll be back.
I promise you. As Arnold Schwarzenegger will say, I'll be back. It is time for me to get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fantastic show today. I want to thank Dr. Brunious for coming in to share all of this information that's totally valuable for us, that we should apply it. Leaving you as I do every single day. Never, ever, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember, if you keep God first, I guarantee you're going to be a total success. Until 9 o'clock tomorrow, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone. Have a great day.
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.